You know, though we are early in celebrating International Women's Day, which is not until, March 8th, I think there's no better candidate for us to recognise and celebrate than the brave women of Iran. And in recent months, I'm sure you're all aware of this, we've witnessed their bravery as they led the wave of national protest against that religious dictatorship that has forced millions of Iranian hostages for more than decades. Women have played a most significant role in Iran's freedom movement for over a century. And today they have a very inspiring leader, who was my privilege to meet some time ago, in my good friend Maryam Rajavi, who continues to spearhead the struggle against the religious and pernicious dictatorship in that country. My friends, today, I don't know whether this has been mentioned, but I think that no meeting or conference of this nature can take place without the mention of Iran's recent election. Now, I have to tell you, I was delighted to read a few days ago, ahead of that election, the call that had gone out by Baroness Rajavi for the Iranian people to boycott that election, and to do so on the grounds that many of the candidates who were reformers or moderates were disqualified from having their names on the ballot paper. If a person opposing the current regime wished to be a candidate, they were disqualified, not allowed. That's not democracy. It is making a mockery of democracy. It is a sham. And that election was a sham from start to finish. Maryam Rajavi's call to the people was heeded. She got the right response. I was thrilled, I don't know whether you saw it, to see and hear on my television screen young women in the streets of Iran, and young women in particular, being interviewed, courageous enough to tell the world that because of disqualification of candidates, and they had no choice, and so they refused to be part of an unscrupulous and undemocratic process. I say 3 cheers for them. I was interested also to learn later on that the regime had decided to keep the polling stations open for an extra 3 hours on voting day, because they said there were so many crowds of people who wanted to vote. They had to keep it open for an extra 3 hours because of the crowds. Who did they think they were kidding? What a load of rubbish that was. Less than half the population of Iran voted. The turnout of voters was a little over 40% of the Iranian electorate. The Iranian people heeded Maryam Rajavi's call. They boycotted that election and demonstrated their abhorrence of the system under which they are governed. Now let's have a look. When I came in here, there was mention by my colleague here, Baroness Boothroyd, of what the United Kingdom government. Now, with its huge majority, we keep reminded a big majority of 80. I don't think I've been in Parliament since, 1978, probably you have as well. No, I don't think there's ever been a big majority like that. I mean, there's the lobby fodder they have is wonderful. They all throw tropes through the lobbies now in abeyance of the government. Shouldn't be saying things like that, should I? But that's really what could happen. But, here the United Government, now with this huge majority, must recognise and back the democratic aspirations of the Iranian people. Their organised resistance movement, the NCIR, and the support that Madam Rajavi's 10-point democratic platform is a viable alternative to the current religious dictatorship. Simply put, our message should be that we recognise that the problems in Iran have an Iranian solution, and we proudly support it. My friends, if any of our comments are being recorded and are shown in Iran, if they get through there today or in the coming weeks, please let it be known to the Iranian people and the Iranian women in particular, we are here in support of them. We admire their courage and we cheer them on and do whatever we can to help at this end, and we talk to our own government about it. And I want to end with the words of Maryam Rajavi, and she said this: "There is no army nor any weapon that is more powerful than the democratic aspirations of the Iranian people." My friends, men and women in Iran are demonstrating that on a daily basis. Through them, that day will come and Iran will be free. And thank you for listening.